Hello, I'm your host Tim Ortiz, along with Michael Kidd and Luis Pereira, and welcome to The Force Choke. Three regular guys talking about all things Star Wars.
My goodness. All right. So, I got a part of during our guest time. It's called 331. Okay. I'm gonna give you three choices. You got 3 seconds. You gotta give me one answer.
Alright.
Okay? Alright. So, Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker, Darth Maul. Who would you be?
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Alright. Oh, okay. And then I was gonna ask you why. Why Chewbacca?
Because he lives longer, strong, and he's fluffy.
The ladies like it.
And he's got that
walking carpet.
And he's got that big bowcaster, man. Oh man, that thing's
That'd be
awesome.
cool, yeah.
I mean, I loved it in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
When we finally kind of see the power behind that blaster. When Han
my
Solo
God.
is like, boom, and he's like, I like this thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat because in Return of the Jedi, you see, Chewbacca, and he's just like, just blasting off with it. But I mean, there's weight. You can see when Han Solo picks it up and uses it. There's weight and power behind that weapon.
His little deal.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. So all right. So out of Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker, and Darth Vader.
Oh, Darth Vader.
I'm sorry. I
Okay,
said
I was
Darth Maul.
like-
Darth Maul. Darth Maul. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Rewind. So, all right. So, well.
Darth Maul with robotic legs or without?
Oh.
Either way,
Without.
still.
Yeah. No. Yeah. All right, well, that's all the questions that I have. You guys have any questions for Jake?
I can't think of it.
I've been asking through a while. If something comes up, I'll interrupt you.
Oh, you're good at that.
No, I know.
Just kidding. All right, so well, we can go with either trivia or we can have Jake rank the movies. What would y'all like to do first?
You want to just rank
Let's
them?
rank them.
Yeah.
Let's rank them. All right. You want to give him a sheet or to him, or just a book over there?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take that.
All right, there you go, Jake. I don't know. You might want to
You want
write it
mine?
down. It'll be easier for you there.
Sorry, dark side only.
And then
Don't
let me
say that.
see.
Yeah.
Let me go to this one over here, so we can put you in with our guest information.
Hold on.
All right, Jake. So let's start it off with first movie. Remember, you're going to rank these from 0 to 100, and anything in between, right? And you're gauging them not against other movies, but each other. Okay. So, Phantom Menace.
Do I say it out loud? Or
You can say it out loud. Yeah, you can say it out loud. Absolutely, you can say it out loud, and you can write it. So you can see exactly where you're at with the other movies.
I would say like a 65.
For the Phantom Menace, 60.
I'm the only one giving that movie
That's
love right now.
All right, Tim. Since I'm gonna do this here, would you mind facilitating, like go down the line for him, like which movie and all that?
Well,
So I
which
can-
movie's next?
Episode 2,
yeah.
Attack of the Clones.
Mhm.
Where do you got that one at?
Okay.
I'm an Amsterdam, by the way.
An 80. I like it.
80?
I like it.
Attack of the Clones. You gave it an 80. Oh,
80%.
all right. Very good.
Episode 3.
70.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That's
that
interesting.
hurts me.
So why did you give Revenge? Oh, you know what? Let's go through the whole thing, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Should have asked. Is that your final answer?
So remember
You really wanna get
between
this
I'm in New Hope.
A New Hope.
no.
Episode
Be,
4.
We're
in
gonna-
between that, we got Rogue One.
Yeah, we're gonna rank that too.
Yeah, we're gonna rank Rogue One also in this.
Or do I rank it right now?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because so we're going to do...
Well, I mean, we can
Yeah.
just rank it off of your
Yeah.
numbers. But we're just trying to go in
I'll
semi.
give that a 90.
90.
Nice.
Okay. So then now we have A New Hope.
Yeah.
Can I do the same numbers or no?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you feel it's tied with something else, absolutely.
Yeah, I even did that with a
Mhm.
couple of them.
90 also.
Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Over 9,000.
I like 100.
I knew it.
Ooh,
I had a
nice.
feeling I was gonna be right.
All right.
Return of the Jedi.
99.
Wow.
Dang.
Okay, now.
Now we got The Force Awakens.
Real big on the originals.
95.
95.
Those prequels. Scores.
I know.
I heard it. Redo the prequels.
Let me re-rank our.
You know what? Wait.
He's like, oh, I forgot. Jar Jar Binks was in the first one.
Oh yeah. Okay, you can check.
Return of the Jedi 100.
100 also.
No, if Jar
This
Jar
actually
Binks
could
was
be-
dark side.
$100.
100.
Actually, this could be a good segue after this, Lewis, for you to do your prequel.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, we can do that.
Since everyone's so bloody harsh on the prequel.
All right, so now with we've had David as our guest and now Jacob, who have both ranked our movies here. So right now we got as a consensus for the guests, Empire Strikes Back #1, Return of the Jedi #2, The Force Awakens #3,
Oh, come on, people.
A New Hope #4.
Oh, this hurts me.
Rogue One #5, Attack of the Clones 6, Revenge of the Sith 7, and Phantom Menace #8.
Now you're making me think I was hypercritical of the originals.
Well, in the databanks, it does say that. Well,
And if you turn the page on the database, it says, Lewis, shut up.
Thanks for doing that for us, and we're gonna keep this cumulative for all the guests, so we can. This will be going up and down. So as a show, right? Us as a council, we have The Force Awakens as #1, Empire Strikes Back #2, Rogue One #3, Revenge of the Sith 4, A New Hope because of Micah. At #5, Return of the Jedi.
You know, I'll wear that like a
6,
badge of honor.
Phantom Menace 7, and Attack of the Clones at #8. So
Attack of the Clones might move up here.
it might, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I actually had that bad boy last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it moved up. It really did.
I mean, it's not like it's a terrible movie or anything. It's just when you compare it only to the other Star Wars movies, it's like it falters of the rest.
Well, all right. So you gave Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi both hundreds. Talk to us a little bit about that.
There's a lot of action. Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo and Carbonated, a lot of Boba Fett. Kind of introducing Jabba the Hutt a little, like.
Or Lewis's personal favorite, Slave Leia.
Yes. Yes. My dream.
Is that next to Jabba or is that next to Jabba or the pictures when she's on the beach?
Huh?
Okay, there we
I'm
go.
like with Tim. It doesn't matter.
That was a good movie.
That was right. And so, interestingly enough, Phantom Menace, you gave a 65. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar.
I don't like young Anakin.
Interesting.
That was interesting.
Yes, because bad acting. Yeah, you know.
One of the main complaints from a lot of fans is the acting for.
Yeah.
I mean, he was what,
Young
8 or
Anakin.
something? Jake Lloyd?
Yeah, and I think that was one of the problems.
I think it's because with the way Lucas directs, he's probably like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I do this way, I do this way. What the hell do you want from me, old man?
Yeah, exactly. And which goes to the point, I put out a little video recently on our YouTube channel on a rehashing or a re-envisioning episode 1. So if anybody's interested in that, I hardly urge you to go do that. some of my thoughts on maybe they shouldn't have used such a young Anakin. You know, I'm thinking maybe he should have been maybe a little bit older than you, maybe like 14, somewhere around there. You know, so.
But keep Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh yes, I mean
maybe we should do that. I mean, I know we're kind of talking about it right now, and I know you're going to kind of dip into it a little bit, but just from without retelling
the whole thing,
the whole prequel itself, but how, you know, since I mean, for some good reason why, you know, there's a lot of criticism against Episode 1. What could have been done to make it better? Yeah. You know, again, without changing the story as a general focus from Episode 1 through 3, but just the events in Episode 1 as portrayed, like what could have made it better in the eyes of the fans?
Well, in my, I don't want to say my version, because I was just kind of.
No, I'm gonna call it your version. Yeah, we should get that shot.
You know,
bring everyone back in.
Right, remodifying, you know, some of the things that were taking place in Episode 1. And like Jake said, I'd like to see Anakin as a young teen, maybe 13 to 15 years old. He's still on Tatooine. You know, Palpatine's still there. He's in the Senate. We have pod racing, Qui-Gon Jinn. We still got Darth Maul. I do want to see Qui-Gon Jinn somehow survive that battle with Darth Maul. Maybe he loses an arm, maybe he loses a leg, something of that nature. Because I mean,
maybe he goes blind,
or maybe he goes blind, just like
Kanan.
I mean, because I felt like Qui-Gon he wasn't there long enough for Anakin to really get affected by his loss. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It makes sense, and I, as a fan, would have loved to see Qui-Gon Jinn a lot longer. Yeah. But I think if he was there any longer, if Anakin was older, if he had any more of a real significant impact, then I think we wouldn't see Anakin Skywalker as Darth Vader. Because I know we partly talked a little bit about this, and I even had a long phone conversation with my little brother Chance, that if Qui-Gon Jinn was really his mentor, it was really his Anakin's teacher, that we wouldn't have seen Darth Vader, because he would have been able to teach him and hone him in, like understanding like who he really was. Obi-Wan was young; he probably wasn't ready to teach him. As awesome as a Jedi as Obi-Wan was, as awesome as a Jedi as Obi-Wan was, and how we love him and how powerful he is, he may not have been the best teacher for Anakin. Yeah. The potential that Anakin had.
Well, you don't think Obi-Wan was tapping into the Force? I mean, like, seeing Qui-Gon's Force Ghost, where Qui-Gon's giving him advice to help raise Anakin?
No, because they don't ever bring that up until the end of Episode 3 when Yoda says... Well, if Episodes 1 through 3 are canon, before I backhand you, Yoda tells Obi-Wan that... basically to go to Tatooine, and there's a way you can talk to an old friend, and that's when it's mentioned Qui-Gon. So throughout the time, like, there might have been weird little inside hints that Obi-Wan had a feeling to do one thing or the other, but it wasn't actually like an influential teaching to him through the process of training young Anakin. So having said that, just to kind of bring it back full circle, I think if Qui-Gon was there any longer, if Anakin... Now, not to say, and again, this is not to say that I wouldn't want to have seen this at all. But just from what we have, if Anakin was any older, if Qui-Gon was there any longer, I don't think we would have seen this huge transformation from Anakin to Darth Vader. I don't see that happening.
Because of Qui-Gon Jinn's training?
If Qui-Gon, if he was there, I think Qui-Gon would have known what he was dealing with, how powerful he was, and just how seductive the dark side could have been towards him, especially with some, insidious character actor, because they don't know who... they're just barely, getting to the concept towards the end of Episode 1 that the Sith really has arisen, and really returned to the fold. They don't really get that confirmed until after Qui-Gon Jinn's death. I mean, obviously Darth Maul is a huge indicator to get there, but at that point, they don't ever discuss it or anything. Yeah. So again, I think Qui-Gon would have been able to hone in on Anakin, his character and his potential and everything, to be like, okay, you may want to do this. Yeah. And because even then, Qui-Gon Jinn wasn't exactly a full-fledged, straight talking, walking light side user. No, because he would be like our example of a great Jedi.
Yeah, and in my version, in like I urge everybody to go to our YouTube channel once again to hear the reading and the video of kind of like our version or my version of Episode 1, where Qui Gon is actually forced to use some dark side conjuring powers to defeat Darth Maul to make it into the next episode. So I think that's a good point. But if Anakin does see his master dabbling in the dark arts, that could possibly still sway him to want to be seduced by the dark side.
Let me see if I can make a better.
They should have kept Darth Maul longer.
And that in my version, we do keep Darth Maul a lot longer. Yeah, and he actually is a menace, just like I think in the title of the Phantom Menace. I think that would have meant so much more if Maul was in the rest of the movies, because that would have made him a menace to the Jedi. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So.
Well, how about this? We see Ezra messing again. I hope the spoilers for anyone who hasn't gotten this far in Rebels.
Yeah, spoiler.
Earmuffs.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to be as vague as possible, but with what we've seen a little bit from Ezra in the beginning of season 3, with him being taught by a certain ancient artifact, that's not predominant to the Jedi. I'm trying to be as big as possible.
Yeah.
Like getting it in little touches, a little taste, if you will. Like it kind of allows them, kind of like teaching. I mean, I know this might be a bad example, especially with present guest, drinking or something. Like if you kind of just show them that it's there, it's like they won't have this urge to just completely fall off the deep end if you're silenced or something.
Well, it depends. I think.
Does that make sense?
I think it depends upon the person. You know what I mean?
I know, but being that Anakin had that though, like if he saw Qui-Gon using a little of the dark side, it's really just equating that there is much more than just this side. So him just really falling off the deep end that we see in Episode 3, making the transformation where he turns. Like,
see, and for me, I think Anakin needed more of a connection to Qui-Gon, and then to lose him, you know what I mean, would mean more to me.
For turning to the dark side?
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely see that, but...
Yeah. Because usually when somebody falls off the deep end, it's because one thing, and then another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing, and then finally that one last thing just breaks you.
I guess it depends on what we're defining as a little bit more, though. Because I think, like, say, if Qui-Gon was there to teach him for a decent length of time, then he would have been able to teach that even if he would have faltered, even if he would have still died. Yeah. But yeah, sure, if he gets connected to Qui-Gon without really getting his teachings and then happening, then sure, that would be, would be much worse. Much like having his mother.
Yeah, too. Well, that's what I was going to allude to. The death of his mother.
I guess so. I guess that's what I'm saying is when I say that if Qui-Gon was there to teach him, maybe not 10 years, but some decent length of time to teach him enough, even if Qui-Gon were to be slain, by Darth Maul again or something. Yeah. That he would have had enough teaching in him to know, like, this stuff happens. Yeah. We are fighting quote unquote evil here. And you can't become evil just to the fight of it. Yeah. In the eyes of the Jedi, anyway. Let's go. Anyway.
What do you think,
Tim? I think that I'm still thinking about Darth Maul and him staying alive. Like, I agree that if Qui-Gon didn't die, I think it's what you were saying, like keeping him alive. I mean, not what you wanted, but like what ifs. It wouldn't have shown the power of the Sith. Like, I mean, we're in the movie, The Phantom Menace. I mean, you get to see, the power, how much power they have, and
absolutely.
Someone has to die.
Okay.
And, Qui-Gon.
So what happened? What if Obi-Wan would have died then?
Oh, ouch.
I'd rather have Qui-Gon die than
Than Obi.
No, than
Obi can't die.
Then Darth Maul.
Then Jar Jar.
Ah, yeah. The Jar Jar. You gotta keep Jar Jar.
Take Darth Maul lightsaber.
Right?
Probably.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, I mean, we all have great thoughts.
That could be. That could be
Yeah.
another segment for
You know
a
what I mean?
future thing. But
Yeah, absolutely. So, if y'all want to hear that version, once again, go to our YouTube channel, Force Choke Podcast, on YouTube, and check it out there. It's about 6-7 minutes long, real quick.
Yeah, it's not
you know what I mean? It's not very long at all. But check it out, and I'll be putting out episode 2 pretty soon here, and then episode 3. So I got all versions for those as well, so we can check those out. Y'all ready for some trivia?
thanks for listening to The Force Choke. Head over to our website, theforcechoke.tripod.com for updates and videos. If you'd like to become a supporter of the show, head over to Fundly. That's fundly.com. Remember to subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, and give us a like on Facebook. This podcast is not endorsed or sponsored by Lucasfilm, 21st Century Fox, or Disney, and is for entertainment purposes only.